Hey Lightweights, and welcome to a new mini segment that I'm going to be doing on the channel for the countdown to Ragnarok, because Ragnarok is coming. We are 2 weeks and a day away. 2 weeks and a day. That's it. It's getting so close. But anyways, when I did the last trailer reaction, I was mistaken on some of the lore. I remembered the lore marker about the wolves chasing the sun and the moon across the sky, but I couldn't remember their name, and I misspoke and called them Fenrir, even though that's not who they were. So I really want to make sure I have a little bit more of a grasp or a handle on the lore before going into this second to the new revamped series game. So I have this book that has been sitting on my back shelf back there for a long time. And basically what this is Atreus's journal. And I thought it would be fun to kind of look through it and have lore lessons. Just mini ones. They're going to be short, but I'll just read through the different excerpts of Atreus's journal. And this is actually really cool. There's a lot of cool segments in there. And if you guys are interested in seeing other things, I can definitely look at that. But you can see there's like some really cool artwork in here. They actually made it look like it was bound like a journal. The page ends are like scalloped, so they look like journal pages. But this is called God of War, Lore and Legends, as told by Rick Barba. So there's a bunch of different things in here, one of which being a whole section on Fimbulwinter and a whole section on Norse lore. So I thought I'd start off by reading through some of the lore keystones, just to kind of familiarize myself with the lore a little bit better, or the lore markers, lore keystones. So they have the actual lore marker from the game here, and then he gives his thoughts on it as well. So I'm just going to go through and start off by picking ones that I can immediately pull from the trailers. Things like Skull and Hati, which I think were the wolves. Things like Tyr, that sort of thing. So I'm going to start off by doing that. But if there's any that you want to particularly see, or anything you saw in the new trailers that you're like, oh, I need a refresher on that, let me know in the comments and I can search for that as well. And then I also want to read the segment on Fimbulwinter, because that is really cool. That's the in-between times between when the last game left off and Ragnarok. He says what they've been up to and what they've been doing. So I'm going to read through that as well. I'm going to break this up and make it kind of like a little mini series until we get to Ragnarok. I have no idea how frequently I'll post it. It kind of depends on how often you guys want to see it. But yeah, I'm really excited. So I'm going to call this new segment, oh shoot, I had a really cool name and now I just forgot it. Lore Lessons with Lightweight. That's what we're going to call it, Lore Lessons with Lightweight. Okay, so this is our book that we're going to be reading from. I will try to link this in the description below if you're curious and want to buy your own copy, because it's really freaking cool. And I'm going to start off by reading the little preface he gives, because I feel like that does a better job of explaining what this book is all about. And what sort of things we can come to expect from it. So the preface is pretty long. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I am going to read just this first little segment here, because I think that gives us a nice little heads up about what this is going to entail. Okay. I'm going to try to get my teacher reading voice on ready. Typically when I read while I'm recording, it's really bad. Sunlight is rare in wildwoods these days. Nonstop snow falls faintly, day after day. Some mornings we hunt food and chop firewood. Other days we clear lost souls from the forest near our compound. Draugr, Reaver, Hellwalker, sometimes a beast or a hissing revenant. We work so well together now. Even the tough ones fall fast. But most of our time is spent at the hearth. During the long hours, Father tends the fire and seasons the stew. Sometimes he tries to decipher scrolls we collected on our journey. Are my rune lessons finally sinking in? Hard to say. Meanwhile, I've taken to revisiting this journal. Its loose leaf pages are easy to move, so I've spent time reorganizing and rebinding them into chapters that are more useful for reference. As I reread old entries, I add to them. I'm older and I know so many new things now. When I do this, I feel Mother's presence. So that's what this journal is. He's restructured, he's reorganized his notes from his journey and the different things he has found. So it does have a whole segment on the journey of the last game. So if you guys need like a crash course refresher there, I can always read through those. But my goal is to focus specifically on the lore markers and then go into what happened during Fimbulwinter, which is the time between the 2018 game and Ragnarok. So this is kind of the Norse mythology section, Norse lore section, forgive me. And I think today, oh my gosh, they even have a whole page on Mimir. Today I'm just going to kind of start with that little intro video, I guess. And we'll pick up tomorrow with actual lore. These are going to be super short mini videos about the lore markers and his thoughts on them. And like I said, I'm going to start off with ones that I recall seeing in the trailers that I think will be important for us to know for the next game. So I don't know if I'll do this every day. I don't know if I'll do this random days. I don't know how this will work. But it was just a fun idea that I had with Mr. Light last night, and I threw it together really quickly. So I still have to look through and see how many lore markers there are and how long this will take us. And let me know in the comments what you would like to see. Just so you guys are aware, there is, oh God, I'm going to have a lesson on pronunciation before I read these. Mother of Thor, Odin and Freya, Mimir's Eyes, Freya and the Valkyries, Baldur's Curse, the Huldra Brothers, Freya's Banishment, Odin and the Desolation, Odin's Obsession, Magni and Modi, Tyr, God of War, Tyr and the Jotnar, the Withdrawal from Midgard, What Does Odin Want, Tales of the Giants, which has a bunch in there. I'm not even going to read through all those because that's a ton. So yeah, basically Skull and Hati, the Wolf Giants, has a whole timeline of Loki. So lots to discover in here. So let me know what stories you would like to be refreshed on. And if you have any ideas for this series, or resources that you would like me to check out. Okay guys, so this was kind of like a random little one-off, like, hey, this is headed your way video. Also, if you didn't see it on the stream, new merch, check it out. It's only available through November 1st. Okay, subscribe, hit that bell button when you do. If you're new here, this will be fun. This is gonna be fun. Teacher Light is gonna be taken over for a little bit. So subscribe, hit that bell button when you do so that you don't miss any teachable moments. All right, thank you for watching. Have an amazing day.